Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the small delay here as we are underway with rFactor 2 for the first time in a long while here. This time we've got the British Touring Car Championship right in front of us. We're going to do 2 rounds here of 2 circuits. So first of all we've got Knockhill, which is the map we are currently on. And then we are getting onto Outlon Park immediately after as well. So for Knockhill we are doing qualifying then, whereas for Outlon Park we are just doing the reverse order, and that is given to us here as Nate Himmelsbach goes sideways unfortunately, and well, I have to try again a little bit later here as it's quite crowded out there. Now obviously I had to reset my sound as well to ensure things were doing well. So yeah, anyways, we're just gonna see what we can do now. I will quickly open up the chat as well. I don't know if people have been pinged or not, but I will be ready as well to read the chat at least. Yes, here I am now in the chat as well, as we are underway. This time we've got 17 drivers on the grid here at Knockhill, as we are currently waiting for the times to come in here. We are watching Boki Obradovic in his Vauxhall, well, Opel rather. It's the Opel Vectra. Rather than what you might expect, it is actually that version, which is quite interesting as well. It's not something you see every day, the Opel cars out there. But yeah, obviously with rFactor 2, we've got a lot more variety going on. That obviously works in our favors as well here. And Knockhill might just be the track to do it on as well here. So it's quite chaotic out there. Dave Goodway going very much sideways there. Resets into this pit immediately after. But it's great to see we've got so much variety out there on the grid as well. Just makes that a little bit nicer. Now this is Tom Brunel. He has picked the Ford Sierra, that is, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's actually for the Mondeo. There's also a Ford Sierra out there. There's 2 of them. Then we've got 2 Vauxhalls as well. 2 Peugeots, a Volvo in there as well. The S40, obviously a very legendary British Touring Car Championship car as well. It's quite fun to see the variety as well that we've got right in front of us here. So this is what the Sierra looks like. It is a little bit of an older model here, and then the Mondeo is like this. You guys probably all know which one that is, of course. Now I believe every single car that was available is on the grid as well, which is going to make for a nice little varied playfield, which is always fun to see, of course. Now we are waiting for the times to come in here, as it's currently Antonio Nota leading the way, as we are spectating Lucisano here. On board with I Can't Sit Still. Did quite well in the Clio, but had also his weak moments, of course. So it's a little bit of back and forth here, but this time he seems to be handling things quite well. So that is a great start here, of course, to be starting with. Now, obviously, we are doing smaller laps, which is interesting as well. We are doing the Knockhill layout now, which is 53 seconds per lap. And then we've got Outlon Park coming up next. And then next week, we are going abroad. We're going to America, where we will be watching Road Atlanta as well as Laguna Seca. So definitely an interesting change up there as well, because normally you only see these cars around, obviously, in well, British tracks, as I Can't Sit Still hits the wall hard, and that's going to be lap over for now. He's going to have to try again a little bit later. Obviously, we've got the legendary liveries out there as well, as it's quite slippery, it appears. Once again, there's a yellow flag coming out, which just shows how difficult it is here, obviously. But that was to be expected here, no surprises. As of quickly, it's just also announced that I am actually going to be streaming on my Twitter. Now, if you don't follow my Twitter yet, at RDC Broadcasting, might as well put in some healthy self-promotion from time to time. So drivers are trying to set their lap time. And a lot of them coming out of the pits now as well. So it's going to get even tighter here. This is Carlo Messina in the Peugeot. That is the 406. We've also got a 405 on the grid, which is this one. Now they look very similar, of course. Why doesn't it swap over? There we go. So good luck finding out what the differences are. He's still on his outlap though, so it's going to take a while until we see some laps coming in there. This is Joe Coffin here, currently second fastest. Was the falls in Sector 2 for a while, but that's now just been beaten as well. Actually, it's Sector 3, apologies. It's fun to see him do well, but this time he's struggling to keep it on the track here, despite going purple into the first. And if you guys are out there as well in the chat, welcome. Hope you guys are all doing great. It's good to see you here. My name is Ricky from RDC Broadcasting. I did the previous rFactor 2 season as well, and I'm here to stick around. And so far it's been an absolute pleasure here. Joe Coffin then, well, back on his outlap, which means that he's reset the car. Scardo Piscina's approaching soon here as well. There he is. Make it through. But where is he on track? It's kind of hard to see here. Multiple cars coming by now. I've also made sure you guys are able to see which cars are out there today. Here's Matthias Durinek. Struggles to keep the car in place here, which is saying a lot, obviously. Now, this is the Volvo that we've got on the grid. It's the S40. Definitely one of the best looking cars in the British Touring Car Championship, in my opinion, of all time. An absolute classic. Now, obviously, not comparable to the absolute brick that they had as well at some point, which was the Volvo 850 driven by Jan Lammers. You guys might remember that as well. It was probably the most ridiculous car I've ever seen in the British Touring Car Championship. But oh man, was it fun to just see that thing go around, wasn't it? Now there's 7 minutes remaining of qualifying here before we are getting into the race. So it shouldn't be that long until we get the fun starting for us here. Now obviously with this being 2 races with no qualifying between them, so we're going to do qualifying now, then we've got the race, and then we're immediately hopping into a reverse grid on Oulton Park. Means there is a little bit of time as well to try and practice, because but otherwise it wouldn't be possible, of course. So yeah, we had to take that into consideration as well. And well, as always, it's going to be a lot of fun, I bet. Just saw as well that it was announced that we are streaming. Welcome to the people joining in just now. It's good to see you here, and I hope you guys enjoy the stream. Six and a half minute left of qualifying, as that's currently this man who's leading, Dave Goodway. In the Ford Mondeo, it seems to be really quick, and actually 3 cars out of the top 5 are currently the Ford Mondeo here. So we've got Dave Goodway in first, and we've got Antonio Notta as well. And behind him is another Ford, which is the Ford Sierra. And then we've got the Peugeot of Carlo Messina coming in. And in P5 we've got another Ford Mondeo, that being Alan Palmer at the moment, followed by Icon Sit Still in the Sierra. Then we've got the first BMW out there. But as Boki Obradovic improves on this lap, he's gone 6 fastest here. A good starting position that would be here over in the Scottish hills. So that's great to see here. I already see some drivers are once again together in the rFactor 2 side of the Discord, which is a lot of fun as well. Feel free to join in there. It's going to be a lot of fun to just chat during the race as well. Obviously, rFactor 2 is again, that's a little bit more on the casual side compared to Assetto Corsa Competizione in terms of how we treat it with prize pools and events. However, although the base that we've got is really loyal, and on top of that, obviously we are still very competitive around here too as well. This is probably more serious than you can imagine, because despite this game being, well, a couple years old by now, it is still definitely a fan favorite. And well, I must say so far it's been an absolute pleasure doing those live streams. It's obviously not very optimized compared to a game like Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is a lot newer, but we will find a way around there, as Dave Brewster has gone a little bit too wide, and now as you see all the other drivers pass him as well. It's messy towards that downhill corner there, especially before that. It's been a track where some incidents have happened, as Boki Obradovic finds himself into the wall, has just reset into the pits here as well. But it's good to see, you know, people are having fun out there. Another car is stranded. I think that was Tom Brunel. I know it was kind of hard to see. And I could be mistaken when I say that. Obviously, they go by so quick here. It's definitely a pace upgrade compared to what we're used to, of course. So yeah, that's fun to see. Only 3.5 minutes remaining now. The downside is that you don't really get to see which drivers are on hot laps and, well, how good they're doing here. It only really shows up in the in-game menu, which means it's kind of hard to see who's on a quick lap and who's about to improve here. So it is a matter of just watching that field do its thing. A little bit of a lag spike. That has happened before as well. I'm unsure as to why that is here, as it appears that the BMW of Nate, if that's Nate Hill, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Nate? No, he's gone now, it appears. Or maybe I'm blind, but... yeah, Nate Himmelsbach, that's what his name was. Yeah, right. Just double checking here as well, obviously. Kind of hard to see them all come by, but yeah, that's lap ruined basically. It's not going to be improving anytime soon here. That's just the harsh reality of it sometimes. Dave Rooster put in a decent first lap and is now first sector, is now looking to do well in the second as well. He is kind of behind in pace, but it's definitely still a lap with potential in, as the yellow flag was out into sector 3. It appears it has now fixed itself. It is Boki Bradovic just coming around as well, coming to say hi, as Dave Brewster goes 5th fastest, so that's a great improvement that we've seen. As it appears that the fastest drivers are currently in the pit as well, so it's going to get interesting. Well, who's going to be improving with only a couple, well, minutes remaining? I mean, there's only 2 minutes left to try and improve, which is not that much, obviously. But good to see people are having fun, and, well, time will tell. Until we can crown another champion. Obviously, this season only lasts 2 weeks as well. Now, that's great for me, because I think it's great to have some more variety out there on the grid as well. And if this is successful, which I think it might be, I wouldn't be surprised if they lengthen out the season a little bit more. Because personally, I enjoy seeing this cars a lot. Obviously, having visited British Touring Car Championship myself, which was, I believe it was in the beginning of May at Donington Park this year. It was an absolutely amazing experience, and I loved every single second about it. Although given it's probably a circuit that I won't be seeing again anytime soon, as it's quite far away from me, obviously. But maybe one day it will come again. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Boki Obradovic going on his last out lap, and then he's got one time lap to do it then. As this is Artur Dropnik, we are aboard with also on his outlap. So a lot of drivers are just on those outlaps right now. They're getting one more shot at this, considering most of them won't be able to finish another lap in, as Salvador Salemi is already struggling and has gone sideways, unfortunately. That's a lap ruined before it's even started. Brewster coming in then was a little bit slower in the first sector and is now looking to do, you know, justice to that, as he is trying to make as much time as possible. But this lap won't be it, unfortunately. Here, Joe Coffins once again come out of the grid as well. Set up purple in the first sector, is now looking to improve, but the yellow second sector might just ruin that for him, and indeed that is what has happened. Unfortunately, after that, no more improvements here. Andrea Lucisano looking to get a little bit higher up, currently 12th, as Joe Coffin is currently still leading here, as the qualifying session's almost over here. Now, who's going to be improving on those later laps here? Most of the drivers have come in already here, with a couple of drivers not setting any times in order. Chris Jones, for example. Shame to see here, but that's just how it is sometimes. As the checkered flag is out there, that will give you an idea of who's going to be improving here. Boki Obradovic going a little bit too wide, as Dave Bruce is about to cross the line. Unfortunately, no improvement. He's been pushed down as well. Now, not by too big of a margin. A couple drivers have parked it already, so we are towards the end of the session here. Picuglia is the driver we're aboard with. P18 it is. Would it be the best of starting positions? Only leaving one driver behind him, as there's two that haven't actually qualified yet. So Definitely not what he was hoping for, so I'll just take you through the order as we speak. It's Joe Coffin, then we've got Dave Goodway, Carlo Messina, Antonio Nota, Buki Obradovic, Dave Brewster, Alan Palmer, Icon Sit Still, Andrea Lucisano, John Cypress, Nate Himmelsbach, Mateus Durinak, Arthur Dropnik, Tom Brunel, Cesco Vitello, Geraldo Piton, Rocco Ganoni, Salvador Salemi, Andreas Piglia, and then we've got Chris Jones and Eric Crosscheck as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as the race is starting, we're going to be back, which is going to be in just a moment here. So bear with me as we are getting ready for the races here. Now, obviously, qualifying's now over. We're going to set up the race. And once that's done, we're going to do that race. Then we're going to hop into a 10-minute warm-up as well to get going here. So ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back.
Calling to say I calling to say I
right. Whoops, I'm not actually tapped in. Now it's working. All right. There we go. A little bit later than anticipated. Here we are on the way as Rocco Gnoni already has gotten himself a small penalty. It's a little bit awkward here as I believe some cars didn't make it through. Goro Pitton's going off in the background. So is Salemi as well. Icon Still's been hit as well. Dave Brewster's all the way back there. Durinak is also collected in that incident as Dave Brewster is the one to get off the worst. A massive start incident. Well, it was bound to happen, wasn't it? Always a little something. And, well, that's just how it is sometimes. Everybody just trying to make it through cleanly. I mean, obviously that's the main objective for now, right? Things didn't go that well initially, but luckily most of the drivers have recovered now. One of the drivers a little bit too ambitious coming into the last corner here, as everybody's made it way through to lap 2 here at least. So there have been some gaps falling immediately here, but for the majority, most of the drivers are fine here. Alan Palmer's gone almost around, but he saves it nicely. A great recovery to be made there by, well, Alan Palmer, but unfortunately also it means he's losing quite a bit of time here. So he's feeling that pressure from behind coming in. Generally speaking, everybody's had a good recovery. Lusano here versus Himmelbach. Here's Joe Coven set the fastest lap of the race here. He's doing his best to try and get closer. The gap between the drivers is pretty marginal here. As Tom Brunel's gone off in a old-fashioned slides across the track, and then he's kind of awkwardly standing there. Not much that he could have done about that to avoid it. Eric Krotchek here together with I Can't Sit Still when he's been touched as well, going all the way around. It's not really a clean start this lap at least here. So a lot of the drivers have had an incident or two to their name already. Obviously that was to be expected as well, but luckily they have recovered. At least the majorities of them have. As it is currently Dave Goodway leading the race here with the gaps but behind being pretty big already here. Can't say the same for the midfield though. It's Andrea Spicuglia versus Chris Jones right behind him here. Nate Himmelsbach absolutely to the limit there as well. Sending it as hard as he can here. But these two are the ones we're going to be watching for the majority of the race here, as they're the only drivers really close to each other. Surprised enough. I didn't expect that, but that is the reality we are currently in. Which is just how it is sometimes. You know, obviously gaps are coming and going here as we speak. As Carlo Messina's made a small mistake, meaning that Antonio Nota is finding his way right up it still again. Dave Goodway, the leader of the race, has gone fastest here with a 52.694. A massive result for him so far. She's able to drive away from the rest. Salvador Salemi doing his damn best to try and get around here, but it's most definitely not easy here. Dave Brewster also sees Eric in front of him going off there as well. Now the gap between them actually is quite small here as well, so he's going to have to hurry up and ensure that nobody really drives into each other. But oh man, this is tight. Who's going to come out on top? It's hard to say for now. Currently it's Crosscheck leading here with the drivers behind him all within half a second basically here. And Gnoni takes a tiny bit of distance here. But generally speaking, it is so far a very close race here. Towards the front we see Joe Coffin as well. Close to Antonio Notta right behind him here. And Carlo Messina's actually also in trouble here. So this is a fight all for positions here, which is beautiful to see. John Cypress right behind him as well. And Bokio Bradovic also getting himself in the mix here. Everybody's making it through and everybody's doing their best to try and get around here. But it's easier said than done, of course. It's not in second for now. Messina takes over third, but immediately demoted to fourth as well. There's the incident. Carlo Messina's been touched here. Joe Coffin's also finding himself facing the wrong way. John Cypress and Bokio Bradovic still say thank you very much. I will happily drive by here. Joe Coffin's struggling to recover as well. He's still in the wall, actually. Things couldn't have gone worse for him. Right, sorry, just had to quickly reconfigure something as it appears that the hood had crashed here. Salvador Salemi going across and finding himself, well, not facing the wrong way, but very far away from the track here. A messy but exciting start. The Icon Sit Stills also hit the wall here. Just to make things even worse, I suppose. Tom Brunel's found his way around the back of Eric Krojcik, but actually it's the other way around, I should say, as Krojcik is just pushing up as much as he can. There, Icon Sit Still's been standing there for quite a while here. I think he's scared to get going. Not the greatest of luck here for Icon Sit Still, as Tom Brunel is fighting for his life to ensure that doesn't get overtaken there. The battle between them is quite close for now here, as Krojcik has gone off there. I don't know if you were able to see it, but he's made a mistake, and therefore that battle is over. Well, that's one way to do it, I suppose. Here we've seen a DNF for Icon Sit Still as well for Arthur Dropnik here. Matthias Duranak is also into the pits, and I think they're not going to come out anytime soon again here. This is John Cypress making a small mistake, and Bokio Bradovic is looking to get by here. Not able to do at least on straight line speed, as Carlo Messina is now also getting close into that battle. John Cypress doing his best to try and get around. At the moment, John Cypress needs to try and, you know, get away here. I mean, this is what it looks like from their POV right now. Carlo Messina's in that mix involved as well here. And obviously the Peugeot is a car we don't see much at the front here, so maybe it's a little bit slower than the other cars. But Carlo Messina gets a great exit out of the corner there, as everybody's looking to make it through the final couple corners here again. Going on the downhill, it's a massive mistake there from John Cypress, and therefore everybody else will be able to make it through. That is heartbreaking here for John Cypress. He's found himself into the walls, probably got damage here, and I'm not sure what the call is going to be. Is he going to be retiring for the race, or is he continuing here? Tom Brunel now at the back of Dave Brewster. Fort Mondeo here doing its hardest to, well, try and get around that nasty Volvo. However, at the moment it's not really working, is it? Still this nice little battle here for 12. No one really coming out on top as of yet, at least. There is now that group here is forming once again. Bradovic followed by Messina, and then a little bit further back you saw as well Anna Palmer and Joe Coffin also going wheel to wheel. Now there's been a little bit of extra distance between them now. There's during that kind of driving in no man's land between them. Who's going to make the move soon? Well, at the moment it's hard to say here, as rFactor 2 takes a sweet time self-promoting here as well. Carlo Messina opening up that attack. However, it's quite difficult as we are already halfway through the sprint race. Carlo Messina coming into turn 1 here on the downhill. His cars can be a little bit unpredictable as well, of course. Don't know how they've gotten away with it, but so far there's been a relatively clean race between the two. Not something you see every day. Or John Cypress, after that incident, finds himself in P9. Not too bad. It's John Cypress then, but it's Gerardo Pitton right ahead of him. And actually, Nate Himmelsbach isn't even that far away. Now, this is obviously the upside of the sprint races, right? They're a lot shorter. There's one driver going off in the background as well. I believe that is, but I gotta say it correctly. I believe that was Eric Krocek. Yes, indeed, that was the case. But yeah, as I was trying to say here, obviously they come with a lot of action-packed races, of course, which is always great to see. As for now, though, nobody's coming out on top here. Eric Krocek going to be trying to make his way around the outside of Rocco Gnoni. However, Roccanoni got that inside for now, but he seems to be struggling with straight line pace. The BMW is just ever so slightly quicker here, but on the inside they go, and well, Roccanoni and Eric Krocek collide here. Just about the worst thing that could have happened in that scenario, I'm afraid. Carlo Messina is still fighting for his life to ensure that Boki Obradovic doesn't get around him just yet here, but oh man, this gap's been so close here. Antonio Nota is actually involved in a battle too here. The gap currently between the drivers is half a second even. That's not too far off here. It's going to be just a matter of time before he can open up an attack once again. As Antonio Nota is trying to escape his hardest here. You can see another car going off in the background here. I'm not sure who that was. It's kind of hard to say as well. But oh man, it's been a messy race so far. Here we see that Tom Bernil, the driver we're aboard with, is trying to get as close as possible to Francesco Vitello. However, at the moment he needs to really care about that exit. Ensure that nothing goes wrong between the two. And he's taking his distance for now. He's going to be trying again just a little bit later. Just waiting for a gap to come here. And only time will tell to see if it actually will here. Francesco seems to be driving away in a convincing fashion here as well here. As looks like one of the backmarkers is now getting involved into that battle as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if that plays a factor into this. Obviously it might here. As here is a nice little triple battle for P6. It's Nate Himmelsbach who's currently got the lead between the three divers here. As we've got Anna Palmer here hitting him sideways as he's gone off. And that is a mature end to that battle, I'm afraid here. Now Chris Jones goes Francesco Vitello and Tom Bernil right behind him as well here. At the moment it is Chris Jones leading the race. Francesco Vitello not too far off. And once again Tom Bernil finds the back here of the driver ahead of him. The Opel Vectra here seems to be struggling to get along with the drivers. Chris Jones is still leading that pack as we once again enter turn 1 here. It's going to be Chris Jones defending for his life. Vitello not able to stay with him for now, whereas the race leaders also getting involved in that battle. So that's a little bit risky perhaps. You don't want to see somebody come off here right in front of you, especially now if your leader Dave Goodwin's going to be frustrated. He needs to get by as soon as possible here to ensure nobody overtakes him. And well, Salvador Salemi makes a small mistake. He's now on the racing line as well as going over the curb as much as possible here. But that race leader is not going to be happy about that at all. Dave Goodwin still chasing the free. But as they're fighting for a position here, how do you let the driver by? It's kind of hard to say really. I don't really know what the move is here. Time will tell, I suppose, as they once again make their way into the upper corner here. It's going to be on the throttle as soon as possible. Try and make your way past as you are once again getting to yourself at the front of the grid here. There's only 5.5 minutes remaining between the drivers here, as it seems like the grid is kind of pulling apart a little bit here. Everybody's kind of finding that own gap here. There's a couple of exceptions. For example, we've got Boki Obradovic followed by Carlo Messina. They are still fighting for that podium position here. Time will tell. See if they're able to do so. Boki Obradovic in the Opel Vectra. I keep saying Vauxhall, as obviously we are in a British Touring Car Championship. It turns out it's actually called the Opel after all here. Now, Opel obviously never really sold in the UK, as all the cars that we know there are known as Vauxhalls. I believe they are the exact same thing though, however, as Obradovic sees that Carlo Messina sending it to the absolute limit. Almost went over his own limits, but has managed to at least make it through nice here. Tom Bernil gains another position here as well. Has made his way past now, but Chris Jones definitely will be looking to stay ahead there as Dave Brewster is now the car following Tom Bernil. It's never easy, is it? Now, who's going to try and open up attack a little bit earlier? Somehow, all the drivers are kind of falling apart. Everybody's kind of just doing their own thing, apart from these two. Boki Obradovic looking to get away desperately here. However, at the moment, he doesn't seem to be able to do so, as Boko Gnoni is now getting in that mix as well, and he needs to get out of the way as soon as possible. Scott Messina makes a mistake. Finds himself going into the wall there. You saw it in the background already. And, well, that is going to be his attack over for now, which means that Boko Obradovic is kind of solidifying himself into P2 as we speak. But it's this man who's been doing a massive job at just maintaining that leader. Dave Goodway's made his way past the battling cars here. He's had a little bit of luck on his side as well with the crashes coming in. But is now in a solid position for himself, where he's able to just stay out there for now into that first position, and nobody's really been able to stop him, at least not yet. So who is actually going to be able to contest at the moment? Nobody really is here. Nate Himmelsbach close to Alan Palmer as well. However, at the moment it doesn't appear that there's any space for now, as towards that straight finish line the gap is extending just a little bit more. Nate Himmelsbach driving on the limit here, and as a result almost goes off here. He's at the absolute limit of the track there, which is totally okay, by the way, as long as you don't exceed that. But I think he braked a little bit too late, and that's kind of caused him to have an awkward exit into the next one. Chris Jones and Tom Bernil then. P11 and P12 respectively here, as the Ford Mondeo is trying to chase down a Vauxhall Cavalier. So that actually is a Vauxhall for some reason. Or is it just noted? Oh, it's just noted wrong on the... Alright, yeah, now I understood. No, it's just noted wrongly then. That's weird. But, well, I'm just going to ignore that, pretend it's never actually happened. So it is officially the Vauxhall then, as I was expecting. But for some reason, I swear I read Opel somewhere, and I've just kind of stuck with it. Gaps between the drivers are getting bigger and bigger, as Chris Jones is still trying to get away here. Tom Bernil, however, keen on overtaking in the last couple laps here, as we have most likely entered the last 3 laps here, as the lap times are currently 52-ish seconds here. So we'll be able to cross the line 2 more times, and then the time's going to run out. There's Chris Jones is onto the AstroTurf there. I doubt that is allowed. Perhaps a little bit of an opportunistic move. However, that doesn't really matter too much in the end. And it's going to be all about making it close. And I don't think active stewarding is as much as a finger, as Chris Jones has gone very sideways. Tom Bernil only barely avoids him, and well, that's the battle over. That's a shame, my friend. That's just how it is. Not much that you can have done about it, to be honest. Sometimes these things happen, right, as we are now almost into the last minute of the race here. Icon Sitsel and Arthur Dropnik are still the only 2 drivers to DNF here throughout the entire race. And well, just as you thought things might be getting worse, well, we're headed onto Alton Park next, a track that I know to be perhaps even more chaotic here. Obviously, we are also doing a shorter layout that I'm unfamiliar with, which is just going to make it even more fun here. John Cypress at the back of Alan Palmer here. Well, not just about yet. However, John Cypress is pushing it to the absolute limit to try and get by towards the end of the race here. Will he be able to keep at that pace? Well, time will tell, I suppose. But the gap between the drivers currently is too far. Just ever so slightly. However, maybe now there'll be potential. Acquires Mateus is also just about to get overtaken here, I believe. Yeah, that is the case. And Dave Goodway behind him again. So he's now going to cross the line to enter the last lap of the race here. He's not going to be able to finish a new lap into the 10 seconds that he's got there. So therefore, leaders on the final lap of the race, as we are about to end it here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what the order's like here. At the moment, it's Alan Palmer here making a small mistake and now behind John Cypress here as Dave Goodway is leading the race, followed by Bocchio Obradovic, Carlo Messina, Antonio Nota, Andrea Lucesano, Girano Pitton, and then we've got this battle of years. Nate Himmelsbach has made a mistake and therefore, unfortunately, finds himself giving up the position now. John Cypress is in the lead, but only ever so slightly here as they are headed towards the end here. Time's up. John Cypress makes it through. He's defending for his life. A little bit of oversteer there into the corner, but he manages nice here, making it across here. Dave Goodway's won the race, followed by Bocchio Obradovic, then Carlo Messina, Antonio Nota, Gerard Lucesano, Girano Pitton, and then John Cypress just ahead of Alan Palmer here. Nate Himmelsbach to coming behind him. Vitello to come in after them as well. And then it's just a race for the last couple positions here. Salvador Salemi's not on a fast lap here compared to the rest. So Chris Jones to be finishing P12 here most likely, as Dave Brewster's right behind him as well. I know it's actually a crash over the finish line. Well, that's one way to end the race, I suppose, here. As there's still a couple drivers onto the grid here, but there's not many left here. This is the order as we speak, and well, it seems like that will be the way to end it here as well. It will be Lucesano in P5. He actually didn't finish yet. Now, that's some small mistake by me. And then the driver behind him, Gerardo Pitton, apparently didn't either. No, that was just a small mistake by me. Now, well, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come towards the end of the race here. Almost everybody's made it through, at least. A couple drivers still going, it appears. They are not in the pits just yet, but the race has officially finished. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be taking a small break before we're back into race number 2 at Oulton Park.
Calling to say I calling to say I
Heaven just knows what it wants. Will I go back to the place where I belong? Everyone could break my heart, but I try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. You'll be my pleasure. I got nothing to be scared of, because where people live, there is always love. I know the answers in my heart, so I'll try my best to not fall apart. And I find it hard to let go. The memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure? To let go. Memories keep me together. Gotta fight till the end, no pressure, no pressure. And I find it hard to say no to the ones who want something better, to the ones who never say never. Will you be my pleasure?
calling to say I just calling to say I...
It appears we are once again back as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here. We are now at Outlon Park, about to start our race here. It's going to be a couple moments until we get going. Now, that is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. We are off for race number 2. We're at Palmer to get away horrifically here. So obviously we are now in a reversed grid here at Outlon Park here. Making our way to the first turn. Let's see if everybody makes it through in one piece. It appears we actually might, which is beautiful to see. Yes, I think almost everybody's made it through at least here without any significant incidents. So that is great to see. And obviously the fastest drivers are off as Gnoni has hit the wall really hard as well. It's not great to see, but oh well, that's just how it is sometimes. Oh no, massive incident. So many people going for the other layout here, the GP layout it appears. Not too well. But anyways, we are off, which is great to see here. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes that's what happens, I suppose. There's so many drivers still driving close to each other. It's always going to be a little bit messy, perhaps. Chris Jones all the way back there too. Obviously he was involved in something and well, he's made it out alive at least. But obviously some drivers here that we expect to do really well are pushed all the way back. And now there's opportunities for a couple drivers too that failed in the first race to succeed. For example, John Cyprus, you know, he was the one to you know, kind of fall behind after a couple incidents. Now, we had a good recovery drive, but now in second position already. That is a great starting point into the race, as there is a couple drivers facing sideways. Alan Palmer, and I believe Chris Jones was the one that was all the way back there, just looking the wrong way, really, facing the barrier, and that's not very often a good sign. But ah well, so be it sometimes. Gerardo Pitton here. He was one of the drivers as well that we, you know, he had a good result in the first one, but now how do you make up for that in the second race? Now you're starting all the way at the back here. There's been an incident once again, but where is it? It's hard to say. It's somewhere in Sector 1. Well, that is a pretty broad term, so we didn't really catch on the action here. So there's once again some kind of action there around as well. Well, who actually is it? We can't find the driver in time. Here's Alex Sackdahl in P5 for yellow flag is out, and I believe if I am correct, the safety car might be joining us in here as well, as it appears that everybody's driving slowly. And I think that makes a lot of sense, right? There's been a massive incident somewhere on the track. We're not able to see it. And there's the safety car here. Meaning we are just going to be stuck behind the safety car for a little bit here until they think it's safe to come in again. The pace of the safety car has been improved. So therefore, well, we might be getting back to racing sooner as well, and it's a little bit less frustrating driving behind it. For now, it's just a matter of waiting. What has actually happened, and we've got no clue, unfortunately. So be it. But it's Joe Coffin leading the race, followed by John Cypress and Dave Brewster as well. We've got Arthur Dropnik, Alex Sachdel, Carlo Messina, Francesco Vitello, Mateus Dorinak, excuse me, Dave Goodway, and Salvatore Salemi to make up our top 10 here as well. Well, the safety car hasn't come in this lap. So that means it's going to be here for another full lap until we once again get underway. Now, this allows for the drivers that are, you know, falling all the way back there. They're finally able to, you know, recover, catch up here. You can see that they were still on full speed here, and a couple of those cars still included. Everybody makes it through. There's almost an incident behind the safety car. Lads, take it easy, man. We've got so much time to catch up. There's absolutely no reason to go for ridiculous moves like that. Now, well, everybody's here now. We focus our attention on the driver car here at the front. And Joe Coffin will be the one starting us off here, at least, as the safety car is supposedly coming in this lap here. As it appears everybody is ready to go once again. 20 drivers remain here, so we have seen a disconnect in the meanwhile as well. Lord knows who it was. There's so many drivers to pay attention to. There's just no way of knowing that, unfortunately. But yeah, the safety car can't be long until they actually come in here. Just waiting for the sign here to be over. I mean, Joe Coffin's taking distance, expecting the safety car to come in here. And if that's the case, he will be able to decide when they start racing again, of course, which is a massive upside here. As it's currently the Ford Sierra's leading here. Now, there's two variations of it, actually. You don't notice this, but there's a left-hand drive and a right-hand drive. Quite fun to see that as well. Flashing lights here, as it appears the safety car once again is straight up refusing to come in there. But I don't know why that is exactly. Make your way around the corner here. Maybe this is the chance for it to come in, and well, nope, it turns out it hasn't. So once again, we remain behind the safety car for at least another lap here. Obviously, that time's also going to come down as well, which is obviously going to affect the clean racing time that we're getting here. As there's only 14 minutes of the race remaining. Everybody's just lining up, everybody's waiting, because there's no reason for the safety car to not be in right now. Which makes things a little bit more awkward, of course. Maybe it's coming in soon then. Seems to have sped up a little bit, but that could just be me hoping that that was the case. As Joe Coffin's here to, well, take an interesting line here. Just lining it up there. Has the call been made? Is the safety car coming in? We're about to find out here as we are once again getting closer towards the end of the lap here. On this Alton Park Island variation. I say that as if it's a chess opening. And And, well, is it coming in? Yes, indeed it is. The safety car is away. And we are once again back to racing here. It took a little bit longer here, but Joe Coffin leads the way. And actually goes off into the first corner. Oh, no. Just about the worst thing that could have happened there, as he is now also struggling to get back onto the track here with just 11 minutes remaining of the entire thing. Oh, no. Probably the most frustrating thing that could have happened there. And I've just actually found out there is a Vauxhall Vectra and an Opel Vectra. So now I'm even more confused as to what's going on. As Bocky, the driver we are aboard with at the moment, is in an Opel. But then you've got Salvador, who is in the Vauxhall variation. So that's interesting here, as there's a small touch towards the end there. It's nothing major, but both drivers are able to get on okay at least here. As there's 11 minutes of pure racing time left here. Dave Bruce goes for a move as Macho's neck. Well, he's been touched, and Salvador Salemi hits a wall there. He's kind of stuck here on the inside of the corner for now. And Axe actually gets touched as well by Boki Obradovic there. Oh no. How has this all happened? Well, it's hard to say, but things are not looking too great here. Obviously, these things happen from time to time, as everybody's making their way through. As we speak, Dave Brewster's gone really wide here. That will allow Dave Goodway to come through at least. And then Exacta also to look and, well, use that to his advantage. Is he able to do so? Well, it appears that he is not, at least not for now here. But obviously this battle is still far from over. John Cypress, the fastest lap of the race then. And he's for just battling it out for now. Pitello's in first, then it's Dave Goodway right behind. And now Alex Sacto's found his way around Dave Brewster, it appears as well. So between the Daves, seems that one of them is approaching rapidly and the other is kind of falling behind here. Carlo Messina made a mistake and has to let all the drivers by. Just about the worst thing that could have happened here, is now Alex Sacto's going to make his way past Dave Goodway on the inside of the corner here. Well, actually, it's the outside, obviously, as we turn around here. I kind of forgot about that already. Dave Goodway is therefore able to squeeze out Alex Sacto for now, but he's going to be trying again sooner or later, and we know that. Then behind, we've got Antonio Nota, Tom Bernil right up there as well, and Alan Palmer is also there. It's a battle of the Fort Mondios here. Everybody just doing their own thing in that battle for now. But it seems to be a Ford-dominated field in general. I feel like we're seeing quite a few Volvos compared to the other cars we're seeing. There's a yellow flag somewhere in Sector 1. It's hard to say what's actually happened there, as Vitello's making his way around Alex Zagdal. Very clean move coming in by him there, as John Cypress is once again gone fastest here. He's just in the lead and he's kind of just been doing his own thing for now. Things couldn't have been worse for him. Couldn't have been better for him. As he's just kind of going off there into the distance and nobody's really able to get by him. And, well, as long as he just stays there, he has nothing to worry about here. Chris Jones then. A move potentially. No, not quite. A small tap onto Artur Dropnik there as well. However, both drivers make it through. So, in the end, I'm not stressed about it at all. And the thing that has me worried is that John Cypress is currently the fastest in 2 of the 3 sectors, as Alex Zagdal is beating him in Sector 2 for now. But even then, does that matter? Well, I'm not sure. With the lap times of him just being so much quicker here, as Lucisano has decided to come down the inside here. Messina also wants to profit there, as Chris Jones goes a little bit too wide for his own liking there. They are kind of equal for now, as once again the yellow flag is out into Sector 1. Here goes Messina then down the inside of Chris Jones, and he should have it unless Chris Jones tries to stick around, but unfortunately he's not able to do so, and therefore the position now handed over to Carlo Messina as well. Beautiful move coming out from him. As the yellow flags are out here, as there seems to be a massive incident there. Vitello who's gone off. Tom Bernil also in shock, drives off himself as well. The incidents all taking place at the same moment, basically. It makes it hard to follow. It's Lucisano involved in, well, and when they are just falling back all the way, and I mean all the way. Now the battles between the drivers kind of calming down a little bit here. Joe Coffin desperately trying to hold on to the back of Boki Obradovic. Once again, the yellow flag is out, but what for? It's hard to say. What has actually happened then? Unsure once again. It just seems unfortunate not able to catch him all the time. But yeah, that's just how racing is sometimes as well here. Joe Pittel now close to Joe Coffin, and Joe Coffin had a little bit of oversteer there into the corner, but he managed to recover. Didn't come out of hand yet, at least. Once again, yellow flag is out. Zach Dahl still behind Dave Goodway. Now, at the moment, it's kind of hoping for a safety car if Alex Zach Dahl would like to catch up to the leader. At the moment, it doesn't really seem possible, though, as he is slowly gaining here. Makes me think that John Cypress made a small mistake, but he is up to pace again at least. So, nothing to worry about just yet here. Although Alex Zach Dahl has gained a significant margin in those couple corners that he's chained together nicely. Obviously, Zach Dahl is on the limit as we speak, but despite that, well, Cyprus still has a massive advantage regardless here, although he's been catching relatively quick here, so Cyprus is struggling. Maybe he's picked up damage of some sort. That's a possibility, of course, that we don't need to rule out as of yet, but it's hard to say what the cause of that is, I'm afraid. There's Alex Zach Dahl is now only within a second here. Why is John Cypress going so much slower than the rest here? He's not even on the limit, it appears. Or has there been a safety car again? Yes, that might have been a solution. Yes, indeed, there it is. Safety cars come out as once again we find ourselves waiting in the field, kind of getting close. Well, that's what happened then. John Cypress wasn't losing time at all. No, in fact, it was just him stuck behind the safety car. He's not allowed to overtake, of course. And Alex Zach Dahl, he'll be very happy to have another opportunity coming into this. Last time we had a similar scenario where the safety car came in. We saw that the race leader went off into the first corner. And obviously that time is ticking down, which is the only advantage now that John Cypress has, as well as being able to decide when they're coming to drive again. So if he does another lap here, then that's obviously going to play into the favor here of John Cypress, so long as he's able to keep it calm and collected for now, as the order of the field is as follows as we speak. John Cypress leading the race, followed by Alex Zach Dahl, Dave Goodway, and we've got Antonio Nota, Boki Obradovic, Joe Coffin, Gerardo Pitton, Tom Brunel, Chris Jones, and Carlo Messina to round out our top 10 here. Then from P11 we've got Anna Palmer, Andrea Lucisano, Artur Dropnik, Francesco Vitello, Salvador Salemi, Eric Kovacek, and then Andrea Spicuglia as well behind him. Then we've got Tears Durinak and Ronald Gnocchi, who went off very hard into the first corner on the first... it's the second corner then, on the first lap. As Dave Brewster's got himself a DNF thanks to the incidents that he's been to. The damage was just too hard to continue with. So yeah, that's just how it is sometimes here. 3 minutes remaining as John Cypress seems to be lining something up here. Wants to have that advantage as the safety cars come in. At the moment we are doing laps that are roughly 2 minutes longer. So if the safety car were to stay in this lap, there even is a possibility we will end under the safety car. In that case, it's a boring end to a spectacular race, that's safe to say. Hamilton Park is once again delivered. Doesn't surprise anybody, does it? So what's the call here? We don't know just yet. Every single minute we spend behind the safety car is a minute, you know, less we spend racing. So we are once again now on the downhill. This is where we get to see what the decision is for the safety car. Appears it's staying out. That's a good sign here for John Cypress. As by my calculations, that means that the race is basically ended now. Because there's 1 minute 30 left to make it through another lap. However, the safety car seems to be doing 2-minute laps here. So it looks like the race will end behind the safety car here, meaning that John Cypress will win the reverse grid race here at Oulton Park. A shame to see it end that way. That safety car really changed the outcome of the race here, and I'm afraid there's nobody that can really do anything about it here. It's just too slow. There's 30 seconds left, and well, it's making its way through the corners at a reasonable speed, but it's still very far from being good enough, I'm afraid. Although, I say that as it's coming up the hill, so maybe I am mistaken. No, that is obviously just the other hill. I forget that we are doing a different layout now. I've gotta say it's taken me a bit of time to get used to it. Obviously, normally I am on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Time is over. We are going to be finishing behind the safety car as we speak. John Cypress enjoying the victory here over at Oulton Park. Yeah, Assetto Corsa Competizione is what I normally do. This is a little bit different, although it has been incredibly fun to kind of hop on these games as well from time to time. And so far they've delivered every single time. Sir safety cars come in as John Cypress just has to accelerate. Across the line he goes, and P1 it is then. Zach Dell in second. Actually, John Cypress now shown as driver that hasn't finished yet. I think it's a similar bug as we had last time around. Or are we still racing? What's going on? Time was already over. No, it's just the last lap then, apparently. Massive incident towards the back here as well. And, well, that's another interesting way to overtake it. No, ladies and gentlemen, we're racing, believe it or not. Alex Zachtel is now, according to the game, in the lead even. Once again, making it very awkward. So I guess you can just never end behind the safety car then. Zachtel is the lead. As John Cypress is already waiting in the pit lane here. So what has actually happened here? What's the call? Well, the time is over. Once again, it's becoming so awkward. They're making their way through then for the last lap. Coming to the uphill here. Meaning we are halfway through where it should only be a second or, oh, let's say 30 until we make it to the end. There's Zach Dell's leading this part of the race now. Alex Zachtel to finish then, ahead of Dave Goodway. But we've got Notta right behind him as well. Gerardo Pitton and Joe Coffin coming up next. Then Alan Palmer, Carlo Messina in close succession. But in the end, it will be Alan Palmer to just come out on top here as well. Chris Jones and Tom Bernil are next. As Chris Jones finishes ahead of Tom here. Lucisano and Dropnik also make it through. Looks like Lucisano was slightly quicker than we've got Bradovic. Then it is Salemi, Spicuglia, Vitella with the DNF here as well. And then John Cypress apparently was just stuck there for now. So it's once again become a chaotic end. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream regardless. My name's Ricky DC from RDC Broadcasting. It's been an absolute pleasure to these races for you. And well, I will see you guys later, I suppose. It's been a good one. Follow me on Twitter at RDC Broadcasting if you haven't already. And I will speak to you later, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.